Hello, this is Chuck Lin. I will do the RFID tool demonstration today. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yeah, you're coming through fine, Chuck. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start a slideshow now. So welcome to iRead with RFID 8500 presentation. This is the developer session for application integration. Use RFID SDK and Scanner SDK for iOS. This presentation covers 3 sessions. The first session to overview of the RFID device for RFID reader and barcode scanner. Secondly, I will show you how to set up RFID and Scanner SDK for Decode application development project. Finally, we will write some code. Okay, so let's start the session 1. So we will do the overview of our RFID 8500 device. So let's overview of RFID 8500 device. So the first device have RFID capability. So we have the barcode and RFID scanning capabilities. The second device, we only have the RFID tag reading capability. Okay, so let's review the communication protocol. So for RFID, we use the RFID ASIC, easy text protocol. For barcode scanner, we use the simple serial interface hex string protocols. And supported platform is a popular platform. For example, we support iOS, Android, and Windows. And this presentation only focuses on iOS app development. Okay, this slide shows the system requirements for developing iOS application using RFID and Scanner SDKs. So basically, you need to have a Mac, and you need to install the Xcode and have iOS SDK. Also install Zebra Scanner SDK for iOS. Also install Zebra RFID SDK for iOS, and you need to have a iOS device. Okay, let's understand the RFID device setup. So I want to point out 3 important buttons. The first one is we mark right here is a power button. And the second one is a more button. And this button will toggle between RFID tag reading and barcode scanning. The third button is Bluetooth control button. So you can use this button to turn on a Bluetooth search mode to find a new RFID device. So this is an overview of RFID 8500 device controllers. So for more detailed information, you can refer to the user guides. Later on the slide 39, I will show you how to download user guide and documentations. So we'll go through all of these later. Let's go to next slide. So this is demo how to do a Bluetooth pairing and connect. So they have 2 parts. In the iOS setting, they have a 4 step. So one is basically you need to turn on Bluetooth and make sure Bluetooth in the search mode and find our RFID 8500 device. Then need to confirm pairing and you can see the connect screens. In the RFID 8500 device, you need to make sure in the search mode, watch the LED indicator blinking from slow to fasting. flash blinking, then you can confirm the pairing. Let's go through a demo so you are feel more comfortable to connect the RFID device. Suppose you start from iOS Bluetooth settings and turn on Bluetooth search button. So our RFID device will show on button of Bluetooth setting windows. You click it and watch these LED indicators. They're blinking very fast now. So you are ready to hit the yellow trigger button and to confirm trigger pair. Once you paired, and it will connect. Okay, let's move on next slideshow. Session 2, let's learn how to set up an Xcode project for developing application using RFID and Barcode Scanner SDK. So we'll set up one project and you can start to do development. So there have 5 important steps to set up an Xcode project for RFID and Barcode SDK. Step 1, you need to import and install both RFID and Scanner SDK file into your projects. Step 2, configure project for Bluetooth communication. Step 3, compute project communication protocol. Step 4, include RFID and Scanner SDK libraries into your project. The final step, you need to make sure you point project search paths to SDK locations for header file and libraries. And let me show you the setup. So one by one, okay? So step 1, you need to import the RFID and Scanner SDK file into your project. Basically, you just copy the RFID SDK and Scanner SDK file to your project root folder. So this is a project file structure. So this is your project root folder, and this one is a Scanner SDK, and this one is RFID SDK. Okay, and in the slide 41 later, I will show you where to find SDK installation directory structure. Once you install RFID and the Scanner SDK, I will show you where to find it. Okay, second step, we need a control project to support Bluetooth communication protocol. So you need to make sure your application support Bluetooth in background mode and turn on these 2 options. Okay, let's go to next step. Step 3, application project import tab. Add the 2 entrance settings for the RFID communication protocol. So first one, you need to enable the RFID easy text protocol. The second item, you need to enable Scanner SSI protocol. Okay, let's go to step 4. So also you need to make sure you add RFID and the SDK library into project build settings. Last step, you need to make sure you point RFID and Scanner header file and library into your project search path so they can find the header file and libraries. So basically here it show you how that works. Okay, so we have a lot of talk, and so that's our open one Xcode project now, and I will show you the important file setup in an Xcode project. So this one is a Xcode project, and we have all the settings here. So first one, in your project capability windows, you need to make sure background mode is turned on and support Bluetooth. And in the info tab, make sure support external accessory protocol. One is for SSI scanner, and second one is for RFID 8500 easy text ASCII string communication protocol. Okay, and in the build setting, make sure search path, so your Xcode project can find the location of your header file and the library. Okay, so here, so header file search path. So now we point to project root folder with RFID SDK and Scanner SDK for header file. Same thing, you need to do the same thing for the library too. So one for RFID and one for Bluetooth scanner, barcode scanner.
Well, it's gonna do it.
So in the Xcode project build phase, link library, make sure you include this one is for the Scanner SDK.a file, and this one is for RFID SDK.a file. So they have 5 steps, and now already go through the project. So capability, info, build setting, and build phase. Okay, so let's start session 3. Let's write some code. Okay. So this presentation, we are focused on the coding. So we'll spend the majority of the time to do coding. So in this session, you'll learn how to write application, use the RFID and Scanner SDK. Here are 5 important steps. Step 1, Initialize SDK for RFID and Scanner. Step 2, you need to set up your code, set up RFID and Scanner notification in your project. So there are 3 important steps. You need to implement dedicated protocol for notification, and then you need to register, and also need to subscribe events. Later we'll go through more detail, okay? And step 3, you need to understand the reader management. And you will use the regional management API to manage your RFID and Scanner connections. And step 4, I will show you how to perform RFID and Scanner operation. For example, I will show you how to do RFID inventory. So you can make a RFID reader to read RFID text. And also I will show you how to send the command for scanner to start scanner barcode. And step 5, once inventory and the barcode scanner is starting, we can decode RFID tag data and barcode data. And we also need to write some code to respond SDK commands for status notifications. Okay, so let's review again. So they have 5 important steps: initialize, notification, manage connection, and control the RFID command and the scanner command. And last one, you need to decode the RFID tag data and barcode data. Before we start writing code, let me show you the project, how it works. So you can get the overview of our application you will write. So left screen is our iOS device, and this is our project final coding. Okay, so let's start the application now. So application start. So we initialize SDK. Okay, so once you initialize SDK, you can get the RFID SDK version number and the scanner version number. Okay, and then next step, I'll show you power on device. You expect your application will receive a notification from the RFID SDK and barcode scanner. So let's power on RFID device. Okay, you have a 3 bit and the RFID device is power on. So if your application write correctly, you will receive a notification for the scanner appear event. Also, RFID reader appear event. Okay, and you see right now reader is appeared, and also barcode scanner is appeared. Okay, now we will connect the RFID reader. So the command to send to connect is RFID establish communication session API, and you will expect the SDK send a notification to your application for the communication establish event. So here, RFID event communication session established. Okay, and you can get a reader ID, and also you can get a reader name. Okay, so let's clear all the console output. The next one, we will connect a barcode scanner. So the API to connect a barcode scanner is SBT establish communication session API. Once connect successfully, SDK will send event to application for communication session establish notification, and then you can get a decoder notification data to get the reader name, connected the reader ID. Okay, so when the RFID reader is connected, also barcode scanner is connected, so we can send a command. For example, let's read some barcode. Okay, so I'll read the barcode now. So you notice the counter is increment to 2. Read the barcode again. And here is the barcode data. And I will show you how to decode the barcode data. Okay. And the next one, I will show you how to do RFID tag reading. So let's clear the console output first. Okay, so right now we just send a command to tell RFID reader to start reading. So this is API command. You need to send to start inventory. And once inventory start, you need to decode status notification. So here they told you operation start. And later I will show you in the code how to decode the read notify events. And in the read notify event, you can decode RFID tag data. Okay. So here we read the RFID tag for 43 times. And then when you hit stop inventory command, you will expect receive a 2 event. One is status notify, another is tag notifies. Okay, so let's decode the status notify first. So you'll receive first you'll receive an operation stop event, and also you'll receive an operation end summary event. And in this event, you can decode the notification data to know during this inventory how many tags you receive. Right now is 154 tags, and how many time you spend for inventory. So we spend about 869 milliseconds, less than 1 second. We already get 154 RFID tag. Okay, so that's clear again.
Hey Chuck, we do have a couple of questions that came in. Maybe this is a good time to stop you and just get these questions out. When you were doing it just now, when you were doing the RFID read, one of the questions was how many are the events that you're seeing on there, the 43 reads, 42 reads, are they happening when you're pressing the trigger on the device? Or is it some sort of a soft read?
Yes. Right now, in the demo, I show you the soft read. We use the RFID read, okay? And we also use the soft read to send a command to start inventory. But you also can do the trigger. So remember I told you that in the RFID device setup, they have a trigger button, and they also have a more button. So you can change the more button to the RFID scanning mode, and then you need to write a code, okay? So in the notification here, they have a trigger event. So once you receive a trigger price, and you need to send a command for RFID start inventory command. So let me show you where it's out. Here is a trigger. I didn't implement yet, but I can implement later in the real time for everyone. So basically, in this demo, we only show the soft trigger, but later I can add the code to show you how to do the hardware trigger. Okay.
Okay, I do have another question. One of them is about versioning. One of them is saying that the latest version of the SDK posted is 1.0.62, but you're using 1.0.34. Is there any reason for that? And maybe it's a related question here. It seems to be saying that in the latest version, I'm guessing the 1.0.62 version, the trigger event seems to be broken. Do you have a demo of that?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's broken, but I can change the SDK. But this project I set up, I just by chance I use the old SDK. But if I use the latest SDK, it should have no problem too. The trigger will not broken. I answered one customer yesterday. We use the latest SDK, and we also show the trigger is working.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can post some code on that just to make sure that everyone's got the newest code on how to use that trigger. The other question I had was, what's the maximum distance between the RFID tag and the RFID reader?
Then I think it's very far, maybe 30 feet or 50 feet. It's really far. You need to control the power. If your RFID reader has a maximum 30 dBm power, then you can extend the read distance. Also, you also make sure you have a really good tag, special tag, then you can read 100 feet or something. So depends.
Yeah, my understanding of it is that it depends a lot on the power you have on the reader as well as on the tag itself. Different tags have different size antennas, and that's going to affect the read distance.
Okay, and yes, so depend on power, also depend on tag. But for the normal tag, it's about 20 to 25 feet, the maximum distance. Yeah.
Okay. And one other add-on to the first questions we were talking about there, when we're talking about the trigger event being broken, that's basically they clarified in saying that the sample app downloaded from the App Store, the trigger event seems to be broken. Can you demo that? Can you verify that that's the case, or that kind of thing?
Yes, sure. When you finish the slideshow, I will show you how to use the trigger in the demo app. And
okay.
Yesterday, I just answered one customer, and they also asked about this question about trigger broken. We prove the trigger is working fine.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, once you're done with these things, maybe we can go in and take a peek at that just to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, yeah. Also, feel free to send me email, and I can help you to investigate as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And one last question before we move on. How many RFID tag can we read simultaneously?
Simon, how many? It really depends. Right now the read rate is about 1,000 tag per second, and so you can read. In our lab test, we read about couple hundred tag per second. So for my testing, I read 50,000 tag without issue, or more than that. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, then I'll let you get back to your presentation, and we'll still be taking questions, but you can go ahead with what you're doing there.
Okay, and so we finished the RFID inventory, also the scanner, barcode scanning operation. So now let's continue on the SDK event handling. So if you disconnect a scanner, you expect to receive a notification as well. Okay, so right now I just disconnect the scanner. So your API, you need to issue command SBT terminate communication. Okay, once you send this command to scanner, then the SDK will send notification event communication session terminate event, and you can decode the data say which a scanner just disconnect. Okay, so now let's clear buffer now. Now I will do a demo for RFID reader disconnect. So again, you send the terminate command, and you will receive an event for terminated. Okay, so in the console window, we show you we send the terminate command, and the SDK will send your event communication session terminated event. Okay, and let's test one more thing before we do the real-time coding. So if right now you power off the RFID reader, and also you power off scanner, in 15 seconds, you'll receive a notification from the SDK say a reader disappeared. Okay, so I think you wait for 5 more seconds, we'll receive an event. Okay, we just got it. So SBT event scanner disappeared. So we receive a scanner disappear event. We also receive a RFID reader disappear event. So again, so if you run out of power on the reader, you expect to receive the scanner appeared event, also RFID reader appear event. So I just power on RFID reader, so you'll receive the event reader appeared. And let's overview one more time. So when you connect, you'll receive a communication session established event. And connect scanner, same thing. You'll receive a event for scanner communication session established event. And when you start a soft read for RFID tag reading, you'll receive 2 events. One event is for status. They'll tell you start reading. And the second event is the read notify data event. And you can decode notification to decode RFID tag data. So let's do the demo again. So you can decode the tag, and also in the status, you will know when user hit the start button, and we will send out operation end summary event. You'll notice how many tags during this inventory and how many time spent. Okay, so let's do the barcode scanning one more time. So you'll receive a barcode scanning data event. And let's do disconnect. you'll receive a communication session terminate event, and we'll receive a barcode scanner communication session terminate event. Okay, so right now we got the overview of what application can do, and we'll write code to implement all the 5 steps. So first step, I'll show you how to initialize, and second step, I'll show you how to let's go back to slide now. How to set up a notification. And third step, I'll show you how to do RFID and Scanner SDK reader management for Connect. And step 4 will perform some RFID tag reading and barcode scanning operation. And the last step, I'll show you how to decode the tag notified data and also barcode data. And also I will show you how to write a code to respond command status notifications. Okay, so let's write some code now. So in this slide, I will show you how to initialize RFID and Scanner SDK. Okay, so first you need to use the RFID SDK API interface protocol to define the unique handle ID. So now I use RFID SDK. So we'll create a unique RFID handle ID. And the API we'll use to create this factory function, and they use the method to create this unique RFID handle ID. You can do the same thing to create a scanner handle ID as well. And the next slide, I will show the code Snipped to initial RFID engine. Okay, so once you create a unique RFID handle ID, then you can use this handle ID to access all API. For example, right now, in here, we will show you get SDK version, but you can do more. Yeah. In the next slide, I will show you a code snippet for how to initial barcode scanner. Again, you need to use the ISBT SDK API protocol to create, and then use the factory function and use the method to create a unique scanner handle ID. Once you create this scanner SDK handle ID, then you can access all barcode scanner API resources. Yeah. Okay, so let's write some code now. So now let's open Xcode project. So in the presentation, I have in the end of presentation, I will provide you the source code to download 5 projects. And all the 5 projects, they will include initialization and the notification, reader management, command, and the last step is decode the data. Let's open the code now. So we open a project from step 0. So we will implement how to initialize. And I mean, I'll find a Xcode project here. So step 0. Okay. So in this real-time code demo, I will show you how to integrate and initialize RFID and Scanner SDK. So first thing you need is you need to import the RFID SDK header file and the Scanner SDK header file. Okay. And in your view controller.n implementation file, you need to define the unique handle ID. Okay, so we use the RFID protocol and the Scanner SDK protocol to define unique handle ID for RFID and this one for scanner. Okay, and in the view control, below we start the RFID, and then now we need some code to initialize. Okay, so here we initialize RFID, use the API, factory API, and use this method to create a handle ID. And here has a complaint. They say they cannot find this factory API. So you need to include a header file. So we include the RFID factory API and also scanner factory API header file. Then you can create the handle for the one for the scanner and this one for RFID. So now let's go to the scanner stop code and let's create the handle ID to initialize the scanner. Okay, so here is we use a factory function and use the method to create the handle ID. And once you create, and then we can access all SDK API. So let me show you again. So once you create a scanner handle ID, then you can get access all scanner API for here. This is all scanner API. Okay. So do the same thing. Once you create a handle ID, then you can access all RFID API. So this is all API function you can access. Okay, so this one is inventory command. Okay, so we already initialized, so let's run the app now to make sure. Okay, so I add a filter. So basically, we start the app and we initialize RFID SDK, and then we can get a version number, and then we also create the SDK, and we can get the version number. Okay, let's go to the slide now. Okay, the second step, I will show you how your application can receive notifications from the RFID and the Scanner SDK. Okay, so in this session, you will learn how the SDK send notification data and your application to receive SDK events. So I will write code to perform 3 steps. The first step, create an object that implement dedicated protocols. Okay. And once you create an object, you need set delegate. Then you need so you need to register and use the set delegate API to register event. And the step 3, you need a subscribe event. Okay, then we go to more detail. Okay, so this is constant pit for receiving event from RFID and Scanner SDK notified data. So basically, you use 2 protocols. One, RFID SDK API dedicated protocol. So you need to implement this RFID protocol, and also for Scanner API dedicated protocol, your UI view controller.h. This is the object you create. So next one, you need to register the UI view controller object as notification receiver by API. So use the RFID set dedicate API, and for scanner, you use the SBT set dedicate API. So in your view controller.m implementation file, you need to register notification by SBT set dedicate API to your UI view controller.m. And in the your start RFID code, you also need the set dedicate. Last step, you need a subscribe event for the SDK. So your app will receive an event which you are interested in. Okay. So for in the your start RFID code, we are very interested into the reader appeared and the reader disappearance event. We also interested in session establish and session terminate. And we also interested in the take read event. We also interested in the barcode trigger event, the yellow trigger button event. We also want to subscribe the operation and summary event. So this is called Snipped. And this is called Snipped for the scanner. So we interested in the scanner appearance event, disappearance event. We also interested in the session establish event and terminate event. And this one is the barcode data event. You must use this one so your application can receive the barcode data. Okay, so we go through the 3 steps now, and the next step we will write some code. So make sure your application can receive a notifications. Okay, let's exit slideshow now. Let's open Xcode project. Okay, so this is the step 1. We finish the initialization, and I will show you how to write a code to implement to make sure you receive an event from the SDK. So first thing in the UI view controller .h file, you need to implement dedicate protocols. So currently we only have a UI table view. This for only for UI, but if you are interested, you need to subscribe this event. So let's write code now. Okay, so you need to implement RFID SDK API dedicate, and also you need to implement the Scanner SDK API dedicate function. Okay. Then let's go to the view control.n, and they'll complain because you didn't implement the required function. Okay, so first you receive the complaint say you didn't implement the event communication session established API. Okay, but don't worry, I have a code here. We just need to implement all the 18 functions. For example, now I want to implement the RFID callback. So you need to enable all these SDK. Okay, so let's enable all the RFID SDK now. So we receive still receive a 9 warning list for scanner. So we also need to implement all the required scanner API. Okay, so now you suppose not receive any warning now. Okay, great. So now we just finished step 1 to implement the RFID delegate and also scanner delegate. The second step we need to register. So how you do that? So let's go to the start call of RFID. You need to use API set delegate to register event. So this is step 2. So that's a record in the start of RFID. Okay, so right now we register the protocol in step 2, and then step 3 we need to subscribe the event. So right now we finish RFID notification. Let's run some code. Let's execute this application. So you expect to receive a scanner appear event. When RFID reader appear event, we didn't do a scanner yet. Okay, I read. So we receive as RFID event reader appeared. Okay, and so the notification is working for RFID. So next one, we also need to do the subscribe and register for the scanner. So your app can receive a notification.
Hey, Chuck, can I just pause you right there while we've got a couple of questions?
Okay.
One of them is, how do you essentially? Is there a way to synchronize the data with the with an ERP? I'm assuming that in here with your decode events, you should be able to decode the data and get it over to an ERP system. Are there any helpers for that as far as being able to do the decode of the scanned or?
Yes, I will show you in session 5, step 5. I will show you how to decode the data. But I'm not sure. I understand your question. You say you need some system, DRP system.
Yeah, basically the question was how to synchronize the information with an ERP, and that's essentially a back-end either ordering or inventory, or there's a lot of different types of systems that could be. But synchronizing the information, my understanding is the SDK is primarily focused on reading the data. How it gets synchronized is using it the same way as any other data synchronization, is my understanding.
Okay. In the coding, I have some protection. I will show you how to synchronize, but I'm not sure how to implement to the other system. But let's focus on our application now, and later they can send me an email. We can show them how to do the system integration later. No, now we only application development. Also here, we just finished the scanner register the event, and we also subscribe the event. So right now, in the demo code, you will see the scanner will appear now. Okay, so great. You see, right now we see the RFID is working, and they can receive an event for the reader appeared, and also barcode scanner appeared. And if you power off the RFID reader, you'll receive a disappear event as well. So that's wait about 15 seconds. So next slide, I will show you the reader management, and also show you how to decode the RFID and take data. So great. So current application is working. We receive the event for the RFID reader disappeared, also scanner disappear event. So they get up on the list now. Okay. Okay. So that's resume the slideshow. Okay, and step 3, I will show you how to do reader management. So they have two important concepts you need to understand. One is available and one is active. So available is they connect to iOS Bluetooth port, but not officially a stable communication session with SDK. Okay, so once you send a command to establish a communication session, and you can set reader to active state. Okay, and here's the code, pseudo code for you how to implement all these sequence. Later we'll go through the code, and I will show you how to do it. Okay. And step 5, I will show you how to decode RFID and scanner event for the take data. So in the API, we just implement all that required function as RFID event read notify, and you will receive an event for read notify event. Then you can decode the data. So once you get a take data object, you can access all the API resources to get take ID, and for barcode sending, you can decode from the notification data here. Okay, and they basically have two events. One is the first one is event read notify, and second one is status notify. So you use this notification, the second notification, you will know when the RFID start the operation for inventory, when is the operation end summary. Okay, if you receive an operation end summary event, you can decode the notification data, and from the notification data, you will know how many tag you receive during the inventory operation, and how many time you spend during inventory operations. Okay, so let's do the coding now. I think we only have 5 minutes left. Let's open the Xcode project now. I just show you. Let me use a beyond compare. Let me show you the required function to implement the step 3, step 4, and step 5. Okay, so let's do the code comparison for the. So here basically is reader management. So when the communication is appeared, you will use the available reader to add the reader to your reader list. And when communication session is established, you will use active reader list concept to manage your reader. Okay, and here I show you how to decode RFID tag reading event. So basically, you receive a tag data and use this tag data to decode RFID tag. And for the status event, you use the status event, so you can get the operation start, operation end, and the operation summary event. Okay, let me open Xcode project very quick now. So here's the coding. So here is we need to decode the tag data. Okay, once you receive this event, and you can use the get the notification tag data object, and you can access all the API resources. For example, you want to get a tag ID, and can use all these resources to decode the tag data. So this the first one is read event, read notify, and second one is status notify. So here's the event we are care about. So it's operation start and operation stop and the operation end summary event, and this parameter is a notification data. So once you receive a notification data, you can decode the notification data to get how many tags you received. Okay. Okay, so don't worry, we have a code project upload to the zebra.box.com, and you can download all the source code for 5 steps. Okay, so you can download all the source code from here. Okay, and let's continue go through. And I think we already go through all the demos for the leader appear, leader disappeared. So let's jump to the okay, the demo app. So how to download Zebra RFID demo app? And just go to the, let me start the slideshow. Just go to the App Store and type search string Zebra RFID, and you can find the Zebra RFID demo app. And next one is how to get help during development. You just go to support.zebra.com, and here we'll show you how to download our SDK for iOS. For example, here is Scanner SDK for iOS. This one is Zebra RFID demo app source code. So let's click this link. So here is all the demo app you can download. So Scanner SDK for iOS and Zebra SDK for iOS. And for example, here we include the demo app too. I need to log in. So this one is demo app. Current version is version 65. So you can download the SDK, and you also can download the source code. So and then here is after you install our SDK, and this where they went. Okay. So now I install the default is under the. Let me open the file structure. So when you
Thanks, Chuck. It
install,
looks like we're almost out of time here. So if you can wrap this up, that would be wonderful, and we'll let people get back to their daily grind.
Okay. So so I also just finished also this last slide. So the last slide show you how to find SDK, and we also just in time we finish the slide. And anyone want to ask question?
I think we're out of time of that, but what I can do is I will send over the questions to you, and we can post answers to them on the developer portal, so that other people can get access to them.
Okay,
Sound
great.
good?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks at our next DevTalk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.